Hi guys, just going to do a quick tutorial on making a pop art portrait. First thing you want to do is click this little icon up here to insert the picture that you're choosing to use. I'm just going to use a picture of myself for this artwork. You can change the size of it just by pinching and zooming in just to get it right where you need it. Once you've inserted your photo, you'll notice it show up in a small version on the right hand side. That panel on the right hand side shows your layers. So if you think about a pile of paper, the layers on the bottom will be your bottom layers, in other words the background layers, and the layers on the top will be the surface layers, which will be your foreground layers. For this full artwork, we're going to be working with 3 different layers. This is your first layer, the photo layer. Click on that small version of the picture that you inserted, which is your photo layer. When you click on this layer section, it will show a black box with a bunch of different options. What you want to do in this black box is find the opacity slider and slide that down to about 50%. What opacity does is change how see-through your picture is. Once your picture is about 50% see-through, this will make it much easier to draw on top of and create some outlines. So then you can go ahead back to that layer panel, click the plus up the top to add a new layer, and this will be your outline's second layer. Once you've added your second layer, it's super important that you've clicked on that layer, and you can tell that by having the blue outline that's around the layer that you've clicked on, and that's the one that you'll be working on. Now once you've done that, you can go to the left hand panel and choose a pen to use to do your outlines with. Keeping in line with the style of pop artists, I'm using black to do my outlines. Make sure you're outlining all of the basic shapes that make up your photograph. You can go back to the left hand side panel to change the size of your brush as well. You'll also know that I'm zooming in and out of my photograph to zoom in so I can see the little details that I'm outlining. I'm just doing this by pinching my fingers to go in and out. Once you've finished outlining, make a new layer by going to that plus button again. Press and hold on this layer and drag it beneath your outline layer. You want this layer to be your second one down from the top. And once again, make sure that you have clicked on that layer to select it and make sure that that's the one that you're working on. This layer is going to be your colouring in layer. So fill in all of the shapes by colouring in the different sections like you would a colouring book. The colours that you use for this section don't need to be realistic. You're trying to make a pop art portrait, so as long as your colours are nice and bright and they pop out and are eye-catching, then that's fine, as long as it looks good. I'm using orange for my skin tone, which is not very realistic, but it's nice and bright, so I think it'll pop out. With your colouring in, experiment with different brushes. I'm using the highlighter one that's on the left-hand panel to change my brush. And that slider that comes down the side of the left hand panel is what you select to change the sizes of your brushes as well. Once you've finished colouring in all of the main shapes for the image that you've been tracing, I'm actually going to make a background layer. So go ahead and click that plus button to make your new layer. So once again, you need to click and hold on this layer to drag it beneath both your tracing and your colouring in layer so it lays at the back of both of them, which on your panel layer will be at the bottom. On your background layer, you can select that bucket tool, which is the fill tool, to fill in a large area. You can select a colour from the right hand side panel where you choose your colours and fill in your background to be a nice bright pop art colour. Once you've finished your pop art portrait, the last step is saving your image. So select that white box right at the top with the 3 dots, click share and then save image, which will save into your photo gallery. Once your portrait has been saved into your photo gallery, please make sure that you upload this to your digital portfolio so I get to see them too. And that's it guys, can't wait to see your pop art portraits.